the main question here is, can a strong member-driven newsroom replicate its success in another country? And my answer is no. So thank you very much for your time, and I will be glad to answer to any of your questions. Now, really, that was a joke, but I really think that it's impossible to think it that way. There are two complicated words in this question. One is replicate, and the other is success. And what I am going to try to do here is to try to unfold these ideas. So elDiarioAR, that is the branch of elDiario.es in Argentina, comes after the example of elDiario.es. And to be honest, we have a strong example to look in the mirror, and it's difficult to do it because we have different contexts. For example, elDiario was launched in Madrid in September 2012 within the framework of a crisis of institutional representation, while elDiarioAR was launched in Buenos Aires in December 2020 within a sanitary and economical crisis. What are the main differences between one or the other? Well, it's the third point. elDiario was the first media outlet in the country, in Spain, to pursue membership, while elDiarioAR in Argentina, it was launched when there were several newsrooms already pursuing membership. And the most successful ones had 5 years and already benefited from a very polarized society. In Argentina, polarization is top-notch, and it had translated into media organizations very much. And membership, believe it or not, is also benefiting from that polarization. So elDiarioAR also has a challenge there when we are trying to pursue a membership model while at the same time being a quite, how do you say, neutral in terms of political position. Then elDiario also was founded by Ignacio Escolar, that it was the former director of a well-known national media outlet, that when it shut down, thousands of readers were looking for what to read, and they followed to elDiario.es. While elDiarioAR has two things. First, it was co-founded by elDiario.es, so it has a Spain-like root. Being in Argentina, a former colony of Spain, is not something that you will say that people would love to listen, and also has experienced Argentinian journalists that are part of elDiarioAR, but none of them maybe has the presence in the media knowledge as was Ignacio Escolar. Another thing is, should we compare? I mean, should our success look alike? So this is the chart of how elDiario.es behaved. They started in 2012. Since 2013, they start growing. They have two big step forwards. It was one scoop they did after 6 years of their launch. Then after the COVID campaign, they were tremendously successful in asking people to support them while COVID. So now they have 61,000 members. That's a lot. They have 111 employers. 46% of their income come from its readers, and this amount doubled in 2012. And they are the 11th news brand in terms of trust, and the first digital one. So if we have to stay to see this and say we are going to do the same, we are going to be in a big problem. There is one more thing. I mean, the Reuters Institute said this year in their digital news report that in most countries, large proportion of digital subscriptions go to just a few national brands. That idea of winner takes all, you know? And elDiario.es, being also one of the first in Spain, also got something of this. They are in between the three main news outlets in terms of subscribers. Having been born elDiarioAR after the initial situation, okay, now we have to, how do you say, beat the trend, beat that trend. So what are we doing right now? We are learning from another experiences. Of course, we are seeing what they did, and we are seeing also what everyone else is doing, Zedland among others. We are adapting the situation because one thing could be the Nordic countries or Spain, and another different thing is Latin America and Argentina especially. We are experimenting, that's the most important issue, to see our mistakes and learning from them. And also we are redefining success. I mean, success is not necessarily what elDiario.es did. We have to find our own KPIs, yeah, to understand what can be success. So one of the first things that we did was listening to our audience. We launched quite quickly after the first month or two a survey where we asked our people what would they add to elDiarioAR. Most of them asked us for a daily newsletter and thematics newsletters, so we launched them. We asked them also why do they read elDiarioAR. They told us that most of them, because our journalists, also through our information, through our articles, because they believe that we were independent also. So all that kind of issues, afterwards, we turn it into our claims for calling for subscription. And we also ask them how did they learn about us, in order to understand, okay, where could be the path through the one that we will be able to get to more people. How do they get here? Well, most of them through our journalists and recommendations. Afterwards, through an article they read. So we are trying to use that in order to promote our mission. What else we are doing? We are starting to analyze the behavior and the interests of them. What we are seeing here is like a heat map, on the right hand, where you can see all the hours of the day, and we can start identifying, okay, in which times of the day people gets more to our website. So we start using all that information to promote some special articles. And we are also listening, we are also seeing what you have in the left side of the screen, that is how users behave. So every users are on the left, heavy users are on the top right, are in the center. We have our current members, and you may see that how the different behavior shows in terms of if they get through desktop or if they do it through the mobile phone, what is the amount of time that they stay in the media outlet, how many pages they see per session, and all that kind of information we are using also to promote what we do. So we are introducing our mission, we are explaining our business model, that it's quite new for Argentina as well, even though there are some other membership organizations. elDiario has some particularities, among others, that it's something that it's not a traditional news outlet. It's quite new, so we have to explain what we are, what do we do. And we are testing also our user experience, because the user experience of elDiarioAR is somehow related to the user experience of elDiario.es, because we have the same CMS. But we are also discovering that maybe you need to make some modifications in order to use it in Argentina. In all this time, what we did, as I told you, was we started sending these first newsletters, the daily one and others. For example, in Argentina, we identified that a lot of people, I don't know if you know this trend, but Argentina is the country that has more people with a degree of for psychology per 100,000 inhabitants. That's quite an issue, but if you know an Argentinian and you ask them, they will tell you that most of them go or have gone at some point of their life to therapy. So we have a special newsletter about therapy as well, and it proves to be up to date, the one that has the bigger number of subscribers, for example. These are things that we are experimenting and discovering. We conducted our first live stream as well, and we know that this is just getting started. So as you may see here, I mean, our objectives are to increase newsletter subscribers, to increase loyal readers, to increase on-site participation, and to diminish the conversion friction that Jacob mentioned before, because we are also aiming to a younger generation. So we are very interested in doing that. And as I told you before, our system has been organized for Spain. And for example, in Argentina, we had, for example, credit and debit card, payments with credit and debit card, and less popular than in Spain. So we have to make some modifications in order to introduce another way of paying also throughout our payment platform. Our curve, of course, is still quite flat. We are just starting, but we are beginning to understand how it behaves. So for example, we start identifying what happened in our first membership campaign, what happened when we launched our first magazine, because we have also, as a benefit for our members, we have a printed magazine that is sent specially to our members every 3 months, and it's a thematic magazine. So we identify that during that period of time, our membership base grows. So now we know also that kind of product is a member-driven. It's something that also drives a lot of membership, and so we are starting to see, okay, how shall we promote membership also using this kind of product as one of the ways to boost our membership. These are things that, as I mentioned to you before, we are developing every day, learning every day, and I'm sure that the KPIs and the objectives that we have today will probably vary tomorrow. What we know is that we cannot expect that it would be a mistake to expect that elDiarioAR behaves the same as elDiario.es, and we have to do our own path, and we are very happy to be on it, to learn from it, and of course I'll be happy as well to listen to your questions if you have, and trying to tell you more if possible. So thank you very much.